I bought an Xbox 360 gamepad because it was cheap, $3. It's not original, but there's no any difference. At least I can't feel it. Now I need to fix it because the previous owner, or someone from his family maybe, tore off the USB connector using his leg. And the original gamepad has an additional connector close to the USB for such cases. Well, he used it with a PC, so no console was damaged. He didn't give me the connector, so I cannot be sure about pinouts and wires. The black wire is ground usually, and the red one is power, but here we have something like pink. I just decided to disassemble it, because you can never be sure. Any other device with torn-off Type A USB connector may be fixed the same way. Well, I had some problems with the hidden screw. I tried to find a screw hole through the label. The label had been already damaged, so I think the previous owner did the same. All the videos are made about wireless controllers, so I couldn't understand where the screw was. Sometimes you just need to slow down, look and think. And yes, finally I found out there was another label with a barcode. I just had no idea there could be two different labels, and I literally couldn't see it. After opening, we see some glue on the wires, so we need also to unscrew the board. And on the other side there is a full notation of the wires. Now we can check the continuity of each wire. The pink is really the power wire. Well, if you do not want to disassemble your controller, you can try to solder data plus and data minus wires. And if you are wrong, just unsolder and swap them. The wrong position of data wires cannot damage a controller. But you must be sure about black and red, which are G and V, or ground and 5-volt power, or minus and plus. Sometimes you may see VCC or +5 instead of V. Or just check the symbol meaning on the internet, because USB is getting more and more complicated. Different brands may use different symbols. Also, keep in mind the wire colors sometimes mean nothing. If you confuse minus and plus, some controllers may be damaged. So, after wire identification, we just need to solder them to the connector. Be careful. Don't confuse plug with socket, which are male and female connectors when you check pinouts on the picture. The connector that I use has soldering parts on the opposite side. I mean, contact pins are on one side of the connector, and the parts of these pins, which are soldered to the wires, are on the other side. So they become mirrored when I turn over the connector. Before that I used another type of connectors, which had contact pins and their soldering parts on the same side. Be careful. Also, this connector is made for thin USB wires. That was my mistake. The controller wire is thick, so I had to cut some insulation off to make it thinner. Choose the right connector. Maybe in future I will replace it. But now let's test the controller, because I'm not sure if the connector was the only problem. Everything works fine. You know, I hate the pads of Xbox 360 because I like playing fighting games and platformers. But it feels like this non-original D-pad works much better. I can press the directions more precisely. Well, maybe it's just an illusion. It's not perfect anyway, but every button and the sticks work fine. I also tested it in special program. It's really a nice clone of an original gamepad.